As we head in to the end of the year, I often think of these things, that there is no perfect time. There is no perfect moment. There will be no time where all your ducks are in a row, that everything is aligned and you are ready for this life. That day doesn't come. It never arises. There is just here and now. There is just this moment and what you can do with it, starting now and doing the work. We're constantly after this perfect moment where things will just align and everything will fall into place. But honestly, that's not life. And even if it did, I actually think it would set you up for failure. I think it would make the situation worse. Because if everything was perfect and everything was aligned and you just started this moment, what happens when shit falls apart? When obstacles arise, when challenges happen, when, life is no longer perfect. Because it won't stay perfect. You won't have the perfect amount of time, you won't have the perfect moments for it, you won't have these great opportunities for everything. Life won't align and be perfect for this. It's just not how it works. But if you start when you just need to start, if you just start for the sake of starting, right here, right now, because you know you need to get into the motion, you know you need to get into the momentum. I often think the worse life is at, the more crazy and hectic and fucking wild it is, the better off you are. Because if life is at its most hectic and full on, it only gets better from there. It only goes upwards from there. Things will only improve for you. So things will get easier. Not only will they get easier from the point of view of you'll get better at doing them, but they'll get easier because the stresses of life will settle down for you. The stresses that are placed on you will ebb and flow. But you've already established this habit. You've already established this new pathway. You've already established doing the work for the sake of the work. You're already along that path. You're already taking the right steps. So it just gets simpler. It gets more straightforward. It just gets better. So this is where we should start. You can't wait for things to be perfect. You can't wait for everything to fall into place. I was having a discussion with a man who's just retired, and he was telling me about it. He's like, well, now that I'm retired, I can finally do all the things I want to do. I can, play golf, I can play tennis, I can allocate time for exercise. And he's not wrong. And I look forward to seeing him undertake that. But what if he'd started this before he'd done this? What if he'd started when stress was high? Now that he'd actually hit retirement, he can hit the ground running. He can just go charging straight forward into these moments and absolutely crush it. He would have built the momentum already. And so when things got easier, he just, it's like a rocket up his ass and here we go. But it's the same with coming into Christmas. It's why I think it's this, the appropriate time to have this discussion. Because I have conversations with people where they're like, oh no, I'll just deal with that after Christmas or New Year. New Year, new me. Like, I'll hit it then. Cool. So between now and then, you just throw in the towel? Between now and then, you just go, hard as fuck? Like, you go ham at it? Like, what are we doing here? So you can go further backwards leading into Christmas. You can even go further into the place that you don't want to be. You can make your situation that you're trying to escape from even worse. Because that makes sense, because that's logical. But this is the attitude so many people make and have about this kind of thing. They're like, yeah, you know what, just fuck it. Like, fuck it, we'll just throw it all in and we'll sort it out in the new year. Cool, let's just add another 5-10 kilos that you're going to take off. And I'm not saying that you have to be, a fucking saint during the Christmas period, especially if you don't have the background yet for that. But I'm saying don't be a dickhead about it and just eat everything under the sun. make good choices. Start making the choices now. You can still enjoy all the food and go for a weighted walk every day. You can still go to the parties and drink and stuff and work out every day. You can start making those choices now to build that momentum and start you forward. As I said, there is never going to be a perfect time. If you keep delaying until things are spot on, it'll never come around. And you hear sad stories about it all the time. Like, we knew a couple and they had been waiting until retirement to travel the world. And so they'd been saving and they'd been putting off, and they never lived. They never enjoyed life. And then he died. He died just before they were going to go on their trip. And so she couldn't do it without him. So they never saw the world because they were waiting for that perfect moment. They were kicking it down the road. They never enjoyed the life or participated in life. So you need to recognize that, especially when it comes to health, especially when it comes to health and fitness. You cannot kick it down the road until the perfect moment. You cannot wait until everything is aligned. No, you just have to fucking start. You have to start where you are and just begin the journey. Realizing that it will be difficult. Realizing that it will take change. Realizing that there will be ups and downs and times that kick you in the teeth. And that's just part of life. But you'll grow from it. You'll become better from it. And when life takes a breath and you're ready, you can handle it at a different level. Because you took it at your worst, and when you're at your best, you'll be able to walk through, like rainbows and unicorns are flitting around you. We just have to make the right choices. We have to keep moving forward with that and stop waiting for this perfect moment. But yeah, I've seen it so many times where people are like, when I get to this point, when this happens, when I retire, or when I'm not so busy, or when, the kids are older. No, just start now. And you have even more reason to do it. If you have children, if you have family, if you have people you love and care about, start now. Start being the best version of yourself. When I was younger and crueler, I used to call my dad Fat Man. And it came from initially a part of love, because I wanted him to do something about his weight. But also because, when you're young, you're a dick. But so he has this thing and he's like, I can't wait for the day when it catches up with you. And he had this whole thing of like, just wait, it'll catch up with you. I can 100% fucking guarantee it will never catch up with me. It will never reach a point where I will be like, genetics or age just got me. No. I'm here right now. As I said to you the other day, I'm chasing 1,000 days, and then another 1,000, and then another 1,000. Like, I am chasing something beyond the scope here. I plan for every year to chase improvement. Every fucking year, I want to see an improvement on who I am. No, I'm not going to settle. No, I'm not going to be like, this is just aging. No, I am going to do better and be better. I will not let the excuses of time or opportunities or age or whatever it is be the reason that I don't constantly improve. I'm chasing things that are completely unreasonable. So therefore I have to set unreasonable standards for myself. I want to live to be 120. I want to see my great grandkids. I want to see as many generations of Farleys as it's humanly fucking possible to see. So that means I can't let up. It means I can't let myself backslide. It means that I can't just sit back in mediocrity and get fat and let it just be, it is what it is. No, I refuse to let that be my story. And you have the choice, but you need to make the choice now. You need to make a choice when you feel the need to change. If you aren't happy with your life, then change it then. Because the honest truth is, if you're not happy, the chances of it reaching a point where you feel good enough about it to actually do something about it is probably never going to occur. So just make the decision. And we keep talking about it. You just need to decide that now's the moment. Now's it, that you're ready, and you begin, and it will be shit, and it will be imperfect, and it will be crap, and you will make mistakes, and you will learn from the mistakes as you go through it. And that's part of the process. That's part of the journey. But imperfect action trumps perfect theory every single time. Imperfect action and correction along the way will see you reach your goals 1,000 times faster than the man who's like, I have the perfect plan, but I haven't done shit with it. No. Effort, consistency, hands in daylight. That's what will get you there. That's what will push you across the line. That's what will make the difference. So that's what you have to do. That's what you have to find a way. You have to just get in and do the work. It's not about it being perfect. It's not about everything in your life being there. It's just about making a decision on what matters most to you and just getting in and doing it. That's it. Like, we can talk about when, but it's never gonna be right. You're never gonna be ready. You're never gonna be in that perfect situation. You just start and you figure it out along the way. You figure it out by doing it. You're going to learn way more by being in the trenches and realizing what you do prioritize. Because it's not till you're short of time or you need to get things in and squeeze them in that you suddenly go, looking at where my day is shows my priorities. Because, no, I don't have time to do that, but shit, I still have time to scroll on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever the fuck it is. I still have time to watch TV and movies or to play video games or go drinking with the boys or whatever it might be. You suddenly realize that, you do have time. We all have time. It's just about what we allocate that time to. Because unless you're working 16 to 18 hours a day and just sleeping the rest, you have fucking time. You've just made decisions about what you're using that time for. You've made decisions about what actually matters to you. What is your priorities? If you want to see a really clear indicator of what you prioritize in your life, look at your life. Look at where you're at. If you aren't happy, that shows that your priorities are out of whack. That shows that things aren't in alignment as you say they are. Your words don't match your actions. So change them. Change what's going on. Change what you dedicate your time to. Our focus and our attention is what we prioritize. It's what we indicate to the world matters to us. And often, and I do truly mean this, often when we actually have a proper look at it, when we properly step back and analyze where we're at, we realize that what we are giving our attention and focus to aren't the things that truly matter to us. But it means that we're giving lip service to the things that we say matter to us because, you're not actually doing the work. You're not actually stepping up and being congruent with that statement. So many people say that family is the number one and it's all about their family or their kids or, whatever that is. And yet you find that when they're at home, they're not present. They're on their phone. They're thinking about other things. They're not in the moment with their kids and family. So no, that's not your highest priority. Your highest priority is actually sedation. Your highest priority is actually just switching off from the world. It's to be distracted and mildly amused. That's what your actions say. So if that feels untrue, if that feels daunting, if that feels like a personal attack and you've been triggered the fuck out of by it, maybe start to question what you're utilizing that time on, because that's the truthful statement. And at the end of it all, if you aren't happy with your life, that's on you. You can change it. You are in control. It's 100% your fault. And that is the greatest gift of all, because when it's your fault, it means you can fix it. When it's your fault, it means you're in control and you can change that and you can take back the power and do something different. But only if you stop waiting for the perfect moment, only if you stop delaying it and pushing it towards someday, when all my things are aligned, when this happens. No, Just start now. If you are waiting for the perfect criteria, it's just never going to happen. You just need to make a decision. Make a decision and start. Start with the imperfect action, with the imperfect plan, and just give it effort. Just give it consistency. Give it hands and daylight, and shit will get done. You will be shocked at where you end up just with these skills. And they are skills. Discipline, grit, determination, focus, consistency are skills that come from just doing the work and doing the work and doing the work. That's how you get there. That's how you change your life. That's how you leave an impact and lead a life that you are proud of. Hands and motherfucking daylight. That's it. So you have the capacity, you have the option. It just comes down to whether you're willing to put in the work, whether you're willing to show up and give the effort for a long enough period of time. That's the only thing that will decide this. So, are you ready for that? Are you ready to give consistency and effort, give hands and daylight? Because if you are, shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness. Let's start that journey. Let's begin there and see who you can become. If you're not quite ready for it, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, if this spoke to you, if it inspired you, if you know someone who needs to hear this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'm here every single day, sharing from my journey, from the front, from as I go through this experience, and I meet people like you, and I work with them. This is my journey, and I want to share it with you. So I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then.